Ready to go?
Later.
Got a Jeep. Hey. So, update, because it's been a hot minute since I filmed anything. And that'll be in a different video of why, kind of explaining where we've been and whatnot. But I should probably turn
Pause
this
it.
down.
My mom's probably home. Take two.
So the updates are, I don't know, where should we start?
Let's see. Weston turns a year old in, what's today? The 22nd, in 4 days.
Yep, Weston will be a year old in 4 days.
4 days. Believe it?
We're having his party in 2 days, so the 24th, because it's a Saturday. So we're having his party then. Toby's mom and sister came down for his party, so they're here. We're actually driving back home because they're already there. So they're here for his party. My parents unfortunately couldn't come.
I'll come at a later date.
Yeah, they're gonna come later just because they couldn't get time off. So
Like September or something.
yeah, we have some other people from Toby's work coming over. One of my friends probably coming over for his party. And I'll film all that too. It'll probably be a video after this. The next update, biggest update,
You got a job.
I got a job. I work nights, so that's another reason why I wasn't filming anymore, was because once I got this job, I had worked days, and it was hard to take care of Weston, work, and try to like film. Plus I was working all day. I work from home, so it wasn't like there was going to be anything to film anyways. But now I work 7:30 to 4 a.m. at home, so it's a little bit easier. I have a little bit more time during the day to actually film and talk and whatnot.
In between naps.
Yeah, and in between naps, I take advantage of my naps as I can. So that's another update. The other biggest thing is what I am driving. My husband actually surprised me with this 2018 Jeep Wrangler JLU. So, this is her. We are still waiting to get a name for her. I think I have one picked out, but I'm not 100% on it yet.
Say hi, monkey.
I'll show you some clips of the outside, so that way you can get a good look at it.
And your reaction.
And I'm also gonna post my reaction with part of it. We actually got it on our security cameras. You can see my reaction, so that'll be in here too.
We'll put it right here.
Yeah. Well, I need to give a backstory to it, which I can just do right now. We had been talking about another Jeep because we have the 2003 Jeep Wrangler Sport TJ. So we have him, but he's a two-door, so I mean it wasn't super practical for when we want to have more kids. It was okay for like Weston, getting him in and out, but when we have like a newborn, it's just not as practical. So we were talking about getting another newer Jeep, a four-door for me, and then Toby would just have the TJ. So we'd been talking about it for a while and trying to figure out the financial part of it. And we finally just decided, we've looked a couple times just to like see what we wanted. And what was it, like last week?
Yeah, so it was last week. We went on Saturday after I got out of school. After I got out of class, we went to the Jeep dealership just to look, see what we could do, see what numbers we could crunch, see what we can afford. Actually talk to somebody instead of running the numbers by ourselves. So we went and looked. We found a 2018 with, I don't want to say it was like 20,000 miles, but they wanted 45,000 for it.
Yeah.
That guy just waved to you.
Oh, Sam.
And then we test drove that one just because, again, this would be, you know, Tara's daily driver. This is what she's going to be driving every day. It's what's going to stay at home with her and stuff like that. So I wanted her to drive it because, I mean, my opinion doesn't really, I mean, my opinion matters, but the end opinion and determination is hers. So I had her drive it, and she loved the way they drove, loved the steering, loved all of it. I mean, and steering and stuff like that changes, you know, with upgrades and lifts and all that good jazz, right?
Which we will be doing eventually.
Well, yeah, which we'll do eventually, but so she loved the one that we drove, and it probably had like a 2.5-inch lift, maybe a 2-inch. She loved it, and I don't blame her. It was really nice. But from that point on, we settled on 2018 and newer because this has the rear vents in the back.
Yeah.
For Weston, for the AC.
The later models don't have rear vents, so that's a big thing for me, especially with Weston and then eventually more kiddos. Like, it needs to be cooler back there. We do live in Texas, so it's really hot, so that was a big thing for me. If it wasn't for the rear vents, I definitely would have gone with something a little later, just for the price, but it just wasn't practical, so.
So back to what I was saying. But yeah, so we had to get one with the rear vents. It just, especially for the kids, even the furry ones in the far back, it's more comfort. The creature comforts were in the newer ones, and that's what we wanted. So we had to do 2018 and newer, and so we ran numbers with the Jeep dealership, and they didn't want to come down on price. They didn't want to help us out, and it was at a payment that we couldn't afford. I mean, we could, but I didn't want to.
It was going to be tough.
It was going to be way too high. We could have afforded it, like I said, but we would have had to give up some of our things that we do on the weekends. Like, we probably wouldn't be able to go out as much, like to Elephant Butte or Cloudcroft or stuff like that. So I don't mean like eating out. Like, I mean, that's obvious. We don't have to eat out. But regardless, so we went home, and then Tara found one online at the Mitsubishi dealership. And so Weston was asleep. He just got down for a nap like 5 minutes before she found this Jeep. And so I told her that I would go take a look. I would see, you know, how nice it was and how nice it drove, and everything else like that. Like, I would go make sure it was nice before she went and looked at it, because if it was garbage and stuff like that, there was no point in even her and Weston loading up in the car and coming.
I'm trying to find a toy for him. Here,
you got a green light. And so I drove over to the Mitsubishi dealership, which is only like 8 minutes away. Once you get on the highway and stuff like that, it's not far. So it was pretty quick. I got over there. I jumped in the Jeep and drove it around. I drove probably 3 miles. I just made sure it was all good, made sure it was all sound. Got back. I told Tara that it was nice and that we were going to run numbers just to see if we could even afford it. See what they would come down to, see what, you know, what their options were before I even ran credit and everything else like that. And I didn't want it to deem our credit. And so we went in their office and crunched some numbers, and he came up with a payment that was reasonable. It was reasonable. The original payment was a good deal. It really was.
And this one's cheaper than.
Yeah, it was a lot cheaper. He came up with a good payment that I felt comfortable with, and then gave us a great deal on the trade-in for the Ford. Because I want to say like 2 years ago when we tried trading it in, a year ago or something like that, people were only going to offer us, they were only giving us like 4,000 or 5,000.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't giving us that much.
No.
They gave us quite a bit more than what everyone else was giving us a year ago, and there's more miles on it. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, they gave us a great trade-in value, and with being military, they gave us even another cut on top of that. and then threw in a bunch of other things with it. And so I kept telling Tara, I was like, oh, they're running numbers. Oh, I need your information for this, and oh, they're gonna check to see if we could do this, and I just kept.
He was dragging me along.
I was dragging her along. I wasn't telling her we were getting it, but I wasn't telling her we weren't. And so I was dragging her along for the trip. I drug her along a little bit longer than needed to, just because I was trying to sweeten the deal that we got and everything else. Trying to get more included. And I did. I signed my part of the paperwork on Saturday. And it was already late, and Weston was just waking up, and I had the Ford, which had the car seat in it. So I couldn't even have Tara come and sign her part, even if I wanted to. So I told her, after I signed my part, I called her and said, hey, they didn't want to come down and include the stuff that I wanted. I told her that I wanted X, Y, and Z, and they weren't going to include it. And so we didn't get it. And you could hear her voice over the phone. She was a little bummed out, but
to me it was like, it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be kind of thing.
She was, yeah, exactly. It was you know, it didn't work out. It is what it is. Maybe next time we'll find something better. And of course my mom parked in our parking spot.
Took our spot.
But yeah, so with all that being said, I showed up to the house. Well, I actually called Tara and asked if she made dinner. And me knowing my wife,
I was busy.
I knew she didn't make dinner. I knew she didn't. And so I told her that I bought dinner to come out and help me out, and I pulled up in the Jeep. We'll explain the rest in a minute. Cut 3. So it's the next day, just so you guys know, well aware. It's the next day. Where did I leave off? Oh, because I bought dinner. I didn't buy dinner. Well, we did later after that.
Yeah.
We did.
But you lied to me again.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't buy dinner. And so I had told her, I said, hey, can you come outside and help me carry this stuff? I said, there's more food than I can carry by myself. I'm going to have to make multiple trips. So if you come out, you'd be able to help me, and we can get it in one trip. And she said, okay. She said, she asked where I was, and I said, just right around the corner. And so she came out, and I pulled up in the Jeep, and as I pulled up, she was coming out the door, and you could just see her face instantly start crying. And like she said, she's gonna leave the reaction in here.
Are you crying?
No, I didn't. I figured we could go buy food. Oh, our first payment's not for 90 days. I worked out in the deal.
No.
And we had the maintenance plan. And the warranty.
Oh my god.
You want to go for a drive?
I knew it.
This is sweet. Come on. Is that just the only dog that's in here?
Yeah, but I figured I'd figure out because it's toys everywhere. Oh my god.
Are you coming? After she came out, she's seen all of it, and it was just, it was awesome. It was a great response, and I'm glad that she reacted the way that she did. Just because this has been a dream of hers, and I've kind of drug her along since we've been married for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Telling her that I'd get her one. I mean, 2 years really isn't that long to drag somebody along for a dream.
No.
It's really not for something like this, but regardless, being a military spouse and a stay-at-home mom and dealing with all that other stuff, she puts up with a lot. Not only just from like me, like just normally, but like also military. She deals with everything that I deal with, because if I have a bad day, she hears about it. If, you know, plans change and I'm not home until midnight, she hears about it. And so it's hard. And so she deserves a dream. And so she got this 4-door, and she loves it. Alright, so yeah, she loves it. And you know, it means a lot to me just to know that she loves it as much as she does. So this is meant to last us a long time.
Yeah.
last us through another kid at least. You know, with our 2 furry babies also, they'll fit in the back. And it's just, this is gonna be with us for a while. I mean, it might not be our forever Jeep because Tara might want, you know, a manual at that point or something. You know, we'll figure it out. Tara always told me, she said, we're not having another kid until we get a 4-door Jeep. So be looking out for that. So yeah, that's the story of getting the Jeep. But yeah, they gave us a sweet deal on it. I got everything that I wanted. The negative equity on the Ford added over, and they gave us an awesome trade-in for it, so it wasn't even barely any negative equity. It was just all around a great deal, and I couldn't be happier with it.
Definitely felt like it was meant to be.
Yeah, that was the thing, is we didn't want to jump on something and it not be the time. Any comments?
Definitely worth the wait. You know, I'm just happy to have a vehicle that, 1, I'm in love with, 2, has tons of space and can grow with us, which I really like, and I'm really happy about that. So,
well, and with it being stock, even with it being stock, it's capable to do what we want to do. Like, we like going up to Elephant Butte in New Mexico. And so with that being said, you can drive to the beach. You can drive right up to the water, where most vehicles are going to get stuck or sink in the sand and stuff like that. The JLs, especially the JLs with the 8-speed and the 3.6 liter, the lower gears are awesome for crawling in the sand. And so this is an awesome vehicle to be able to do what we want to do as it sits.
I'll also put some footage of the TJ as well, because you guys haven't seen that yet either. So I'll put footage of that Jeep too, just so you guys can see it. It is a right-hand drive, so nobody get confused when you see it. It is a right-hand drive, so.
Well, we're trying to look for Weston's cake. It's at this house.
558.
And oh, I think we found it. Well, we're snagging a cake real quick. It's just a cake, right? Or is it cupcakes too?
Cupcakes too.
Oh, cake and cupcakes for Weston's birthday party tomorrow. Weston turns a year old in 3 days. 3 days. He is the cutest thing ever. I'll tell you what. But we'll talk to you here in a second. Oh, this is my...
It's your what?
My jam.
So
my shiznit.
Toby made me switch, so I'm not driving anymore.
Back there. Let's get it off.
Okay.
I've never been back there.
So that's all the updates. Hopefully.
I think we're missing something.
Oh, did we talk about Aspen having puppies?
Nope.
Aspen had puppies. Our golden retriever got with the neighbor dog, which is a husky, and she got pregnant and had a total of 7 puppies, but 1 didn't make it, so we have 6 now. So our house has been chaotic. I've had a lot going on, but yes, we have puppies now, which we're not gonna keep one because we already have 2 dogs. And we just thought it'd be smarter not to keep one.
Does Sarah want a puppy?
I asked her, she said no.
She said yes.
That's in here just for you.
TJ doors are off.
It is raining, and back home the TJ does not have doors on it.
Nope.
But that's all the updates that we have. But we did just pick up his cake and his cupcakes for his birthday, so I'm super excited about that. We have some cleaning to do before his party.
Not a whole lot, it's actually pretty good.
It's really just the garage, because we figured it'd be best if we had the mess in the garage, so that way, 1, we're out of the heat for the most part, and 2, whatever mess is made, we can hose out the garage. It's not that big of a deal, because he's got his own smash cake. So
see the lightning?
Yeah, I did. Here is what she's looking like. Not raining too hard, but don't look good. Anyways, we're almost home. we're gonna get the house cleaned up somewhat before I have to go to work. So that's it for this vlog, and we'll see you guys all next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.